Hey everyone, this is Mike Salander, and you are joining me for a weekly BC Academy update video live. All right, so two things that I want to go over with you today. But before I get into that, I just want to do a shout out of one random person who signed up for BC Academy this week, Mark Nichols. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a great learning experience with us. All right, in today's video, we're going to be going over Scott's newest tutorial that he just published today, and I'm also going to show you a quick little trick if you are using Facebook ads on your website, how you can better connect your visitors if you have secure zones or e-commerce to your Facebook tracking pixel. So I'll get to that at the end. And to start, let's go over Scott's video. So in this video, he's going to be talking about how to build Business Catalyst sites with components. Now, what are components and why do we even want to do this? Well, when we look at, let's say, more modern designs, a lot of times they might have a little bit more vertical of an approach. And doing something like this is extremely difficult, if not impossible to do in any sort of WYSIWYG editor. I don't care what system you're on. So in order to implement something like this with functionality and the design, but still make it easy for the client to update, you could build these out as web apps, right? But then that still becomes a little bit predefined, right? And sometimes things are clearly could be web apps like these FAQs, but in other times, if it's just a section like this, it's not as clear that that is actually would be a web app. So we think about the whole thing, this whole page really as components, different building blocks that are going to make up this website. And then the client can then control what order each of these building blocks go in and the actual content that makes up every one of these sections. And then these are built with Liquid to be dynamic. So sometimes they have a button or sometimes they've got two icons instead of three. It could reorder itself and always present a nice high quality experience to the user. So this is really quite a big difference for us at Chicago Digital. About 6 months ago, maybe a year, we started exploring with this concept. It's now part of every single site build that we do. It's how it's done. For us, there's no looking back. It's just the better experience, the better way to build websites these days. So I don't want to go too much into it. Scott goes into an introductory video here on BC Academy. You plan on adding more later, but we want to familiarize everyone with this concept, get people excited about what's possible with Business Catalyst and the editing experience with Business Catalyst so that you don't have to sacrifice the design and the functionality, and you can still give the client complete control over the content. All right, so the next thing I wanted to touch on was Facebook pixel tracking. So you probably noticed that I've been doing more Facebook live videos, and we've been exploring more with Facebook advertising. So one of the things that I came across, I just want to share with you guys real quick as a quick tip, is that when you install the Facebook tracking pixel, so here's the one for BC Academy, you can, in this FBQ initialization function, you can actually pass additional parameters. And so here I'm passing the user's email address, the first name, and the last name. Now there's some modifications we need to do here from a Liquid perspective because Facebook requires that all the data be lowercase and that it doesn't have any spaces. So I don't want this to error out, so I'm going to automatically downcase these and remove the space. All right, so what is this doing? Well, if Facebook already cookied the user because maybe they came from a Facebook ad or a Facebook post, or they've come from that previously and they already have that cookie and they're coming to your website, then this information is not necessary. Facebook's going to listen to the information it already has. But let's say someone comes straight to BC Academy, maybe from an email campaign, or maybe they heard about us and just typing it in, and then they sign into their account. This actually allows us to send the Facebook pixel tracking data over along with some qualifying information about the user so that then Facebook can then use this information to associate it with an actual person in Facebook, and then you can use this data when creating different audiences or advertisements against those audiences later. So Great thing about Business Catalyst is we've got easy ability to automatically insert this data right into the tracking pixel code. Now, one modification you may do here is that maybe you don't have secure zones, but maybe you've got e-commerce site, or maybe just a site where people are filling out web forms. In that case, you could modify this to fire off this information based off of the data that's filled out in the web form. Now, I'm not going to go through exactly the code needed for that. That's a little bit more complicated than putting in these liquid tags, but I wanted just everyone to note that that is a possibility as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's weekly live update on Facebook for the BC Academy, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.